Good morning, children. Let us now move to the last part of this chapter and try to understand the broader meanings of democracy. Till now, in this chapter, we have understood the meaning of democracy in a limited and descriptive way. We understood that democracy is a form of government. We tried to define democracy, understand some of its features, and tried to understand the arguments which were against democracy and some which were in favor of democracy. Let us now come and try to understand its meaning in a broader sense. Now, though democracy is called a rule of the people, but all the people do not rule. A majority is allowed to take decision on behalf of all the people. कुछ लोगों को इलेक्ट करके रिप्रेजेंटेटिव बना दिया जाता है और वही सारे लोगों की बेसिस पे डिसीजन लेते हैं. सो इवन द मेजॉरिटी डू नॉट रूल डायरेक्टली बट they rule through their elected representatives. And why does this become necessary? Because क्योंकि population इतनी ज़्यादा है that in modern democracies a large number of people cannot physically involved at the same place. अगर if you imagine कि इंडिया में अगर ऐसी डेमोक्रेसी है जहाँ पे सारे लोगों का डिसीजन जाने, so is it possible for 130 करोड़ people कि उन लोगों को एक साथ बिठा दिया जाए और सबका डिसीजन पूछा जाए? तो वो प्रैक्टिकली पॉसिबल नहीं है. इसलिए जो हम लोग फॉलो कर रहे हैं कि कुछ रिप्रेजेंटेटिव्स को इलेक्ट करते हैं और वो हमारे बिहाफ पर डिसीजन लेते हैं, सो दैट इज़ द बेस्ट फॉर्म. एंड इवन इफ द डिसीजन इफ दिस कुड बी पॉसिबल, तो लोगों के पास ना टाइम है, ना डिज़ायर है, ना इतनी स्किल्स हैं कि वो डिसीजन मेकिंग में पार्ट ले पाए. सो दिस गिव्स अस अ क्लियर व्यू कि हम जो मेथड फॉलो कर रहे हैं वो बेस्ट वे है. बिकॉज अगर हम दूसरा मेथड फॉलो करने जाएंगे, सब लोगों को साथ बैठाने जाएंगे, तो दैट इज़ नॉट प्रैक्टिकली पॉसिबल. बट इससे वी कैन whatever we have read till yet, we could clearly distinguish between the democracies and non-democracies. But what we actually need to distinguish is a democracy and a good democracy. So to understand the difference between a democracy and a good democracy, what do we need? We need to turn to the broader meanings of democracy. So in democracy, a democratic decision involves consultation and consent with all those who are affected by the decision. अगर मान लो that few people we have elected and only they are taking the decision no matter what the people wishes and what regardless of the opinion of the people, so this would be wrong. This is not the feature of democracy. This is a feature of democracy कि कुछ लोगों को इलेक्ट करना है और वो हमारे बिहाफ पे डिसीजन लेंगे, बट वो डिसीजन एटलीस्ट हमारे वेलफेयर में होना चाहिए. और अगर डिसीजन वेलफेयर में हो रहा है तब वो एक अच्छी डेमोक्रेसी काउंट होगी. So, in democracy, those who are not in power also have the same say, या उनको भी सेम पोजीशन दी जाती है, उनका भी जो ओपिनियन है उनको इतना ही रिस्पेक्ट दिया जाता है डिसीजन मेकिंग में एज इक्वल एज दोज हु आर इन पावर. एंड इन डेमोक्रेसी every citizen must be able to play an equal role in decision making. They should have, as we studied earlier, one person, one vote and one value. So this method should be followed, or you should be, the countries following democracy should stick to this method. Every citizen should have equal information, basic education, equal resources and a lot of commitment towards their nation. Then it would be possible for a country to be truly democratic. So with conclusion, we can say that no country is a perfect democracy. The features of democracy that we discussed earlier are the minimum conditions of the democracy. This does not make an ideal democracy. But every democracy should try to realize that the ideals of a democratic decision making, that what things are necessary for decision making, and the decisions that are being made are pro citizens, pro people, and are in the welfare of the people. And this cannot be achieved for once and for all. This requires constant efforts, and then only a democratic form of decision making could be made. And this was all about the government, but we as citizen, how can we make a difference to the country, or how can we make our country more or less democratic? So citizens are the main strength of the country, and of a democratic country especially, and they could turn to weakness also. The fate of the country depends on the citizens only and not on the rulers, and this is how we can distinguish between the democracy and other forms of government like monarchy, dictatorship, or one party rule, or etc., which do not require the citizens participation. But in a democratic country, citizens participation is utmost, citizens welfare is most important, and democracy wholly solely depends upon the active political participation of the citizens. So this was all about the chapter democracy. I hope you understood this chapter well.